Public art is an energetic part of new environments. Community planning for the Civic Centre identified art as important to the design of the building and public domain. Shellharbour Council wanted art that really reflected the community. They did a very big planning process. There was an emphasis on artists from the Illawarra recognising regional excellence. Guppy and Associates, in conjunction with ADCO, the construction company, managed the delivery of 6 art projects. These included sculpture, graphic design and media work.
We actively engage with the Aboriginal community in the development of the weaving pod artwork, but also young people, and I think it's really captured the elements of the city and what Shellharbour is all about.
The theme behind Biotica is a visual representation of the ocean surrounding Shellharbour and bringing to life the surrounding flora and fauna of the area. For example, the weedy sea dragon.
This work, Aquifer, came from a deep interest in water and how we interact with water in our landscape, but also how climate change has impacted the presence and absence of water through increasing drought and flood.
For me, local government and local government buildings have traditionally been about business. Public art gives us the opportunity to make them about a lot more than that.
My part has been to make 3 stop-motion animations about 3 very different stories.
There are some amazing stories about the people and places that make up Shellharbour's history, and we just wanted to present them in a really fun way.
The Aboriginal Advisory Committee and certainly the Elders Group thought it was important that the local Aboriginal culture, the local Aboriginal language and the significance of this area was captured and reflected within not only the design but also within the artwork and how the language could be utilised in regards to the building itself.
So we'd have to sort on the stories or the images that were going to be put on the pods. Being saltwater people, fish was always our main source of food here on the east coast of New South Wales. Woven objects to carry things in such as fruit, nuts, fish, that's what our people did with the local material that grows around us.
So the artwork behind me is entitled People of the Sky and Tide, making a reference to local Indigenous people and to the planet, the sky, the water and all other things.
So I think the really great thing about public art in a project like this is the way that people get to interact with art in their everyday lives and really lets them take ownership of the public spaces. They don't have to go to a museum or a gallery to see public art. They can sit on it and touch it, play with it, and that's the real beauty of public art in a project like this.
We worked with the blacksmith Thomas Mazura, who had to build a giant press in order to shape the metal of this bowl, and he also fabricated the smaller dishes at the other end of the site. The bowl is 4 metres in diameter and weighs over a tonne, so it was a big process to fabricate and install the work.
It's fantastic of an afternoon to watch the kids playing in the water features and actually just enjoying the space.
After consulting with the council, one thing that they really liked was the patterning in the work, and I thought, well, that's good because that's what I'm good at, is the patterning. Yeah, it was experiments, like I did probably 100 experiments to get to this.
To make the pods, we had to do the woven images that were going on the sides of the pods. We had to go to Melbourne to this company down there, and we were down there for a couple of days and they done it. And when the pods come back to us, it was great, wow.
Seeing Biotica being transported from one place to another was such an eye-opener and an experience, as Biotica is such a large sculptural piece, spanning 6 metres. The installation had to be craned in on site. Working on site was fun with ADCO, and such an exhilarating experience as a whole.
Public art's about the way we see ourselves in the public domain. It's about the big stories of our culture. It's an expression of who we are, of how we enjoy space, how we enjoy the interactions with each other and how we're welcomed into civic buildings.